Hey you, so on this video when to sell slash trade silver, I'm going to be talking exactly that, about when I would be looking to do one or the other, whether it be trade or potentially sell some of my silver. So I'm going to be marking down 5 things or events that would lead me to do one of those 2 things. Now this isn't a why I stack silver, so I won't be mentioning a hedge against inflation, etc. It's more of events that may take place that's going to push me or have me strongly considering when to sell or maybe trade. You never know, maybe loan against my silver, specifically my foundation silver. So I'm just going to be touching on those. So breaking into the first scenario that we may come about as I display these foundation coins of mine. So I believe these are not the anniversary ones because they have caps. These are the 2017 Britannia coins I have. These are the coins I use my foundation. So the coins I have in bulk, worst case scenario, we'll get into those. So the first point I'd make is what would bring me about doing one of those 2 things would be a price correction. Now this is why a lot of people have obviously got into silver, especially as they believe and know, depending on how you look at it, that it's definitely underpriced and we could be seeing a price correction or just a large price hike from what it currently is. Many would tell you that it's damn near extremely cheap right now. I would say when I first got into stacking silver and I put a large amount of funds into it, I was fully aware, it could have gone into gold or silver, but I'm all for the underdog, and to me the underdog was silver. I saw a lot of potential there. A price correction, I believe we definitely are going to see one. I thought coming in, and remember on my foundation, I'm in this for the long haul. I personally thought I would have seen spot take a dip either to where it was when I first purchased. Now you never know, at time of releasing this we may see that next week, or lower. It doesn't seem to be doing. It's holding its own very well, even though we don't know how long this yo-yo or bouncing about game can go on for, but it's doing good enough, in that it's not tanking as hard as it will tank. Yes, it is going awfully slow down, and whether we're talking collector coins or just premiums on silver in general, ain't following. But I got the bulk of my silver at a great time, so it has stayed still doing what it's doing. As I mentioned, I'm in this for the very long run, but a price correction, whatever may trigger it about, would be one of the reasons that I'd look to either trade or sell some of my silver. It's not the main reason that I got into precious metals in general, but it is one of the main attractive things that I noticed about silver in general, and that it was underpriced. I can clearly see that. I believe it is. I haven't been around for when we've had a crash or a sudden surge or a boom into silver. This is my first time on the merry-go now. So, and I believe there's a lot coming up and a lot of things in play at the moment that can lead to that happening very soon or any time in the near future. I've got a lot of time in this, as we'll explain in a moment. So that's going to be one of the first things, number 1, or scenarios that's going to make me want to sell or trade a large portion of my silver, and that's going to be a price correction. So the second event that would have me looking to sell, trade my silver foundation is going to be a currency crash of any kind. Of course, the dollar is the big boy. When the dollar goes boom, we all go down with it. Be it the dollar, the euro, the pound, anything, all currencies are interconnected when we're talking paper currencies. I'm not too sure what effect it will have on precious metals straight away. Obviously a lot of people will run into it because it's holding steady and it's not devaluing like whatever paper currency may be doing at the time. We're just going to put them all under one umbrella now. So a currency crash of any kind, as we've just come off the price correction, a currency crash could be one of the main things that trigger that to happen. So a currency crash, once the dust settles, I'm not going to be running out as we're getting a currency crash of gold and silver's going up and I'm trying to sell my stuff for the stuff that's actually going down. It's hard to imagine personally, but it has happened. History has proven it's happened. It's going to be interesting having a front row seat watching it happen. It's not impossible. I totally see it possible. I've now come to understand that it will be something they're saying is not actually happening as it's happening, so you won't get a heads up. But it's just going to be interesting when it does eventually happen and the dust settles, and then we're left with whatever we're left with, where we have chocolate buttons as the next currency or I don't know, Bitcoin, Sitcoin, or whatever we have left, you know, we're going to need some means of currency to do some type of trade with on a day-to-day basis, and that's when I'll be looking at this stuff here and considering it. But obviously as well, I want to know and see what else is happening with the actual economy and the climate. If there's nothing to invest in at the time, hopefully property will be down, but there's also other things, but it's one of the main things I'm really looking into when we're talking about hard assets or investments. So it'll be interesting to see what the entire landscape looks like should that and when that happens. But it'll be one of the next reasons that I'll be looking to sell or trade some of my silver, and that's going to be on a currency crash. So that's going to be a scenario number 2. So on a scenario number 3, I would be looking to either drip sell or trade in bulk some of my precious metals. Foundation silver here would be retirement. My own little silver pension pot would be. Now, this isn't something that I personally need to worry about anytime soon. I mean, sudden death would be more of an issue than retirement. I've hands down got easily another 35 to 40 years before I even need to be considering anything like that. I've always juggling a lot of balls. I'm in this for the very, very long term, as I've mentioned. All of my eggs ain't in the precious metal basket. You know, many people say don't put all your eggs in one basket, so all of my eggs ain't in the precious metal basket. I do have other baskets, so this is just one of them. So come the time when that time comes and I'm not as active as I am in my day-to-day life now, and we're talking, I need to now start looking at the assets that I've been having over the many years, and that's exactly that. This isn't something I've picked up and will look to sell as soon as it jumps up a little. If it's part of my retirement plan, it's part of my retirement plan, so it's going to be coming along with me for that ride. So as I just mentioned, we're looking at a 35 years minimum time frame. Well, then I'll look at what I intend to do with it. Then it'll be fantastic if what I'm holding right now, I'm pretty confident it will be double or triple minimum, but you never know. I can't tell you that. I can only say, you know, fingers crossed, let's hope it is. But that's going to be another scenario where I'm going to be looking to cash out or trade some of my silver at a time. How I will go about doing it, I couldn't tell you. We're talking gold now, and you picked up gold when it was, I don't know, £200 an ounce, and you had, give or take, 100 ounces now. I mean, you get paid monthly depending on what type of work you do, so converting a piece every week or some of this every week, depending on how you choose to go about when your retirement comes, everybody's different, but it will only be one of the main reasons again on why I'm cashing out or trading some of my silver foundation. That's going to be when it's going through its retirement / silver pension pot time. So that's retirement. So for number 4, what I'm going to be trading out and cashing in on some of my foundation silver is going to be a conversion into gold. So I'll mainly be looking more into a trade here. Now, I know we will get a higher spot than the 211 high. You know, it's pointless me telling you why, because just like I can say I know, somebody else can say they know it won't see that. I don't believe it'll be a flash or a short spike in time. When it reaches that point, I've always said I'll be left with a decision at the time. You know, all those that have seen it before and got in just before or just after, and then you have a lot of people now that chose not to, or even individuals that purchased around that same time. When we see that now, I think a lot of things will be taken into account before I choose to take any type of action. I'll just want to know what type of environment we're in and what's actually going on globally. But when we see something like that, if we do get a good gold to silver ratio, I know how much I paid per ounce and whatever any currency is doing at the time. If it seems like the best option, I may convert. It may not be. I may just go for silver for the entire long run. I have changed my strategy as we're currently moving forward regarding gold and silver. I have a lot and enough silver. With my gold, it was going to be something where I was going to do more conversion at a certain point, a lot sooner, say within the next 3 or 4 years. But I may just look to now start diverting new funds into monthly gold purchases, and that's what I've been doing currently. But the little strategy that I have going on with the cowboy investing with the collector coins is really paying off. So it's enabling me to sell some of those collector coins and purchase and put that into more gold pieces. So that's just doing very fine at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. But currently that's going to be a scenario where I'll be looking to either sell or mainly convert or trade. Currently I've done a lot of my, when I'm doing metals, it's going for metal, so I'm trading it, so I'm technically selling it but getting more metals. That's the game plan anyway, so it'll be the same thing. I can't see why I'd want to have more gold, but you know, 5 years from now we'll never know what the climate may be that I may want to have to go ahead and do that. But that's going to be a scenario number 4 as to why I'll be selling or trading my silver, and that's going to be converting to gold. So for the last one, number 5, a scenario that's going to have me selling and purposely only selling is going to be an unexpected curveball that life throws at me. Now, as I've mentioned, I have many other baskets, and having to fall back on this, I could have been stacking many years ago, 5 years, 6 years ago, but it was at a time in life where it wouldn't have been sustainable for me. You know, I was raising the kids and I was building a small empire. I would have had to fall back and tap into my metals at some point. I'm a lot more stable now. If I had any type of situation, depending on how much I had to tap into, I'm pretty confident I wouldn't need to tap into my metals unless it was another metal related situation I was in where I'd want to sell a large chunk to be either pick up something of the same value. But we never know. You can never say never. Who knows what's around the corner? So that would be another reason that I would, or maybe somebody close to me would have to sell my metals, and that's going to be one of life's unexpected curveballs. It's something very serious to take on board. Individuals currently are talking about these types of situations, but we're all flippant, you know, we all, you know, to say we take it on board, but realistically, until we're in that situation, then we really understand how serious it is. But I've been in that situation before, and it's not a good situation, so I've learned from that mistake. So I'm a lot more cautious, a lot more disciplined, but I still can be impulsive and reckless. But you know, if push came to shove and this was the only thing I had to fall back and touch and release, I wouldn't have a problem doing that. So that's going to be an unexpected curveball that life throws at me, that's going to lead me to sell my precious metals, my silver foundation. So that was just 5 things or scenarios that would lead me to sell or trade my silver. It'd be fantastic to hear from you guys in the comments what would actually lead you to do it. Do you have a set price, as individuals have mentioned? For me, I'm holding this for the ultra long term. If anything, I'm going to be trading within metals, so I don't have a number. I can't tell you if it hit £40 sterling or 55, the last high, I'm cashing out and I'm gone. I've got a lot of other things going on in terms of hard assets, so yes, it is a hedge against inflation and insurance, and I definitely take those 2 big strong attributes on board. So it'd be fantastic to know what would make you actually sell or trade your silver in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so. Hate or love it, let me know what you think of this video, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound. Don't forget to follow me on the platforms I left in the description.